Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 192, and I'm on my own at the moment. Morgan is busy rolling home from his bowls game that he's been playing this evening. We'll get the lowdown on how he got on. But yeah, he's out, but he will be joining us very shortly. We're just waiting for him to get home and get himself sorted. But in the meantime, we've got a great show lined up for you today. First up, we've got hot scores, and then we're going to be looking over the Temuka Tussel, which took place last weekend. Some very interesting results in that tournament to go through. We'll then be bringing on our guest. Any guesses in the chat as to who we're going to be bringing in? So that's have a look. It was the photo was on our splash screen and was on the social media post as well. So take a look at that. Then we've got a quiz. So producer Tom is going to peek from behind the curtain and do a quiz for me and Morgan, and we're going to see who's best, which should be quite interesting. Then we'll be doing some disc golf valley. We'll talk through some upcoming tournaments, although there aren't any sanctioned events this weekend. And then we'll be having a quick look through the power rankings, and that should more or less wrap up your Thursday evening. The only thing I'm going to say right now, actually, because I'm thinking about it, is Secret Santa closes tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to get in on this year's Secret Santa, you need to have your name in the form, which will pop into the chat, and that you'll need to fill that in before tomorrow evening. And then if you filled it in from sort of over the weekend or early next week, we'll try and do it as quick as we can. We'll get your name out to who your Secret Santa will be. Okay, so remember, it's just one brand new premium plastic disc to be sent to your person as a minimum. That's all anybody needs to send, and all anybody should expect to receive. But though, if you have a look at the Facebook group from last year, some people went hard out. So yeah, so it's really a time for spreading the joy of Christmas. And yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly. It's not December yet, so it still feels a bit Christmas. I know people have got their Christmas tree up. It's ridiculous. Pack and Save have got their Christmas trees up, and they're playing all the Christmas music, and I'm not quite sure I like it. But Secret Santa closes Friday, so get involved if you haven't already. Now, so we're going to start off with hot scores. And starting as ever in the deep south, at Queen's Park, Josh Walker and Andrew Barnett go round in Invercargill at 10 under par. It's a lockout for Brock in Dunedin for Kelvin Cummings, hitting 7 down at both Chingford and Brockville. Stiffmeister goes around Queenstown Gardens in 11 under par, and Mundo McDisc goes around 11 under par at Lismore. Up to the Garden City, Jeremy Brockenshire hits 12 down at Jelly Park. Aidan goes around Warren Park at 9 under par. And Smallbone Reserve sees Isaac Loyal go around 14 under par, new name for the hot scores. Queen's Park Reserve, Alec hits 6 down, and then further up the country, Saxton Field is 10 under par by Patrick Ludlow, and Anthony Andrews hits 13 under par at Branford Park. Over the straight to the North Island, Brady Cush hits Berrenport for 4 under par, and Andrew Cock goes around Hikoi at 5 under. Pani hits 3 down at Harcourt Park, and Johnny Wake is at it again round Linklater with 11 under par. That's a 9-hole course. Louis Hickson hits 4 under around Maryland, and Johnny Wake has been up to Topor and playing Spa Park Black and hits 7 under par. Up at Henderson, Mike Foley hits 10 down, and then Ben Upton and Steve Lawson tie for the lead at Woodhill with a 5 under par, and finally Joe Seebeck hits 6 under par at Rosedale. So congratulations to everybody who hit a hot score this week. The Temuka Tussel was held last weekend and had some interesting results. We can pop the results up onto the screen, I think. And the winner of MPO, Jay Puki, takes it out by a single shot over a charging Sebastian Faulkner. Did all the work in the first round with a 988 round in round one, which wasn't the hottest round of the weekend, as you can see on your screen there. Magnus Davidson hits 18 under par to win MA1. Sebastian Faulkner finishes in second place with 14 down. Isaac Latter in third with 12 under. Sam Cole and Willie Taratana round out the top five. And then into MA1, where we see Magnus Davidson hit 18 under par. Ben Schicker shoots the hot score of the weekend with a 994 rated second round to tie up with Dwan Fisher in MA1. Those three players would have finished 1, 2, and 3 in MPO. So interesting, and something which, you know, we've talked, the overlap between MA1 and MPO is so big now that it's becoming a little bit tricky to kind of go, well, what's the difference between these two divisions? All right, there's a few players who, you know, when you're up against them in MPO, you're probably thinking MA1 maybe don't have it, but tournaments like this, they show that MA1 is equally as up there with MPO. Even Dmitry Sabatov would have tied for third had he played in MPO, despite finishing sort of seventh out of both of those divisions combined. Down to FA1, and Amanda Hooper, wins comfortably with an 849 and an 865 rated rounds respectively. Andrew Inch takes out the best division with 11 under par, again relatively comfortably, with a solid 938 rated first round over David Taylor. Sam Winchester and Lance Eason tie for third. FA40, Donna Cormack wins by a single shot over Janine Frost, who had a single shot over Jenny Gould and Jessica Robert. A very competitive division there for the Masters ladies. Mark Tebbett wins MA50 by 2 clear shots. Good, strong rated tournament for Mark, beating out Glenn Archer, Gregor Brosnahan, and others. Down to MA2, Nico Prentice wins with 13 under par, 950 round in the first round for Nico. Beats out David Frost and Tyler McCarron. Mark Pacu and Blake Whelan are also on the podium. And then a bit of a jump down to MA4, where Nick Stratford takes out the honours with a 3 under par, beating out Isa Kraber by a single shot. In the junior division, Ben Lillig was on his own in MJ 18, but a solid 813 second round. And FJ 18 was won by Sarah Wadsworth comfortably with a what looks to be just a shade of an 830 tournament average for Sarah. So yeah, I mean, this is interesting. And chat, what are your thoughts on this? Are we okay with? Is New Zealand disc golf okay with this massive overlap between MPO and MA1? I don't know. I'll have to check the. I'll have to get the data analytics team to have a look at the stats on this. I'm sure it's happened before. People have won from MA1. From memory, Sam Lycan, I think, won from MA1 at some point. But there does seem to be a big overlap between MPO and MA1. We see it kind of week in, week out, and we've seen it go to the extreme here, where you've got the top 3 players in MA1 beating out all of the players in MPO. Be interesting to know your thoughts. I mean, because to me, and I guess they're two. Maybe I'm missing the point, right? So let me put it this way. You've got a pro players and you've got am players. players, and MA1 is the top division out of the AM players, and MPO is the top division out of the pro players. And is it right to compare them? Do they sit under one another, or are they more kind of side by side? Because I've always thought of them as being under one another, right? So MPO is like your Premier League, and then MA1 is like your Championship, kind of like you've got these two divisions. And although there isn't a promotion relegation, there should, in theory, be this kind of promotion, kind of promotion relegation kind of movement where players kind of self-select and move between the divisions. So Kelvin correcting me there. MA1 have won previously. Douane took out the first Nottingley Giants in MA1. And we have, here he is. He's back.
Hey,
good evening, Morgan. How are you?
Evening, Matt. I'm really good, mate. I did just lose a game of bowls, and I am late, so I apologise. Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to the show, Morgan.
Well, you've missed hot scores, unfortunately, but we are just going through the Temuka Tussel, which took place at the weekend, and it was something that came up in our chat just after the weekend when it was noticed that Magnus Davidson, Ben Schicker, and Douane Fisher all would have finished in the top 3 in MPO, despite competing in MA1.
Yeah, 18 under par for Magnus and 2 16 unders for Ben and Douane. Yeah, some hot shooting there. And I'm presuming, and you've probably already been over this, they were all on the same course?
Yes, they were all on the same course. So they were all playing the Temuka disc golf course, the Tussel, 18 holes, 56 par 56, 1700 meters. It's a very kind of it's quite a short course, relatively short, but
relatively
still, I'm not sure whether that's a thing or not. Whether
there's a pretty good portion. There's a pretty good portion of that course that's I don't know how much they change it for the tournament, but there's a really good portion of that course where like a 90 to 100 meter hyzer will serve you very well. And if you can put it inside that circle 1 putting range, throughout that section of holes, you're probably going to pick up quite a lot of strokes.
Okay. Because it's interesting. I'd love to know from the people who play MA1 on a regular basis and the people who finish in the top, I don't know, 6, 10, whatever, like people who are competitive in MA1, what's stopping them? Okay, so 2 questions. What made them play in MA1 over MPO, and what would stop them in future playing MPO instead of MA1?
I mean, we know why. We know why they're in MA1 to begin with, right? It's that transitional period where they're just getting into that higher spectre of competition.
Yeah.
And they, in their minds, and to be fair, in everyone's minds, you're making that step to go up and up and up. So I guess the question is, what's stopping you from going to MPO rather than what's making you go MA1, not MPO?
Yeah. It's a really interesting conversation. I'd love to know if there's anyone out there who has some thoughts, some real clear thoughts on why this might be happening. Then yeah, let us know. We're gonna bring in our guest for this evening. He's been waiting very patiently in the green room. What sort of the green room? And he's one of our furthest away guests we've ever had in terms of where he is right now. Obviously, he doesn't live too far away from you ordinarily, Morgan. Good evening.
He doesn't. He's just up the road.
Good evening, Mikey. You.
Hey guys, you're doing well.
Cheer the bro. Cheer the balloons.
Well, you've got a lot to celebrate, right? Because you've had a pretty successful Australian stint. I mean, you're still over there, right? So you went over with the Flying Kiwis to compete. I think picked up 8th and came away with the Spirit Award.
Yep.
And then a couple. There it is. And then a couple of big tournaments in Australia, and you took out the win.
I most certainly did. We played the Australian Open first. I didn't do as well in that one in Perth. But it is what it is, and I worked hard to make sure when I flew across from Perth to the Australian Championships that I played better and came away with the win for that one. I got like a nice wee medal there, which is pretty cool. And I think you can probably see that
MP40 champion.
big fat
There it
check.
is.
Is that a big check?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, the big check.
That's quality. I love it
Yes.
when places do that kind of thing. Hey, just like because now you've got to carry that home.
Exactly. And a sweet yellow box wooden bowl that was from one of the trees in the course that fell down before the competition, and they had to clear it all out. And so they made like a amazing bowl, and it's got like a nice little stamp on it.
That's sick.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's cool. Very nice.
so cool.
Very nice.
Well, congrats, bro.
Excellent.
You've done all of Queenstown proud, mate. So we're looking forward to having you back.
Yeah. Won't be too far away. I'll be there in, what is it, after maybe Sunday, I think, is probably when I
After Sunday, I was about to say. So, what's your schedule looking like, and where are you right now?
I'm in Forster, I think it's called, on the side of New South Wales. It's like a little kind of islandy sort of peninsula, I guess, that pokes out. It's pretty cool. Surrounded by beaches and ocean on the sides, and did some fishing today. Caught a nice little flathead and saw a massive grey nurse shark, which kind of scared me right at my feet.
Oh, jeez.
And I had to check behind me to make sure the kids weren't still jumping off the jetty, because that would have been not good. Because it was not a small shark.
Oh my goodness, man!
Wow.
Yeah, any body of water in Australia has got to be terrifying. It doesn't matter if it's salt water, fresh water. It's Aussies out to get you.
It's definitely trying.
So talk us through let's start with the Flying Kiwis.
Yep.
And the event over there in Perth, just for people because we were looking at the results, and in some cases we were trying to keep up with live results, but the scorekeeping was rubbish, honestly. And I don't know whether it was this event or whether it's an ultimate thing, but I find the results in ultimate, if you want to follow the results, rubbish. Certainly in comparison to what the PDGA offers and its ability to be able to track, you can track people real time, literally as they're on the next hole, bang, the results are in. Ultimate is rubbish, and there's far fewer things going on. So talk us through that tournament first, and how did it, apart from the structural change, like how you played, how did it feel? Did it feel any different? How was it playing with a bunch of I guess a lot of Europeans, North Americans?
So it was really fun. It was match play, so it was a little different to standard stroke play and obviously individuals, and they did mix up the team and the dynamics of how it went together a bit. So sometimes you would be playing with an MPO, sometimes you would play with FPO.
Oh, yeah.
And so on, and everybody kind of got a little mixed together and got to play with everyone.
So was that something that was decided by you as a team, like a kind of a who wants to go up against who kind of thing, or is it like the tournament director did it?
A little bit of both. So they have like a structured layout. We, fortunately, with Simon and myself, we could choose whether we wanted to play MP40 or MPO. But obviously Levi, Ethan, and Johnny are all amazing players, and would generally be taking the MPO spots in those events, unless of course they were tired or injured or something like that. So then we could choose to play.
You say you could choose to play either. Is there a minimum or a maximum amount of players for each division that a country needs to have to qualify?
I think the minimum is like 6 players is like the smallest team, because you'd have to have some 40s, 2 women, and 2 MPO.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to clarify. You're saying you could have played either, but you did need to play you and Side did need to play 40s just for the team to have 2 players in that division. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, we were the only ones that I think we had to have 2 players of 40s because we did play, I think, together at least one time as 40s. So if you don't have 2 players, you'd obviously forfeit that match.
Sure. Yeah, right.
And then MPO, we had the 3 guys who interchange, so someone could have a rest if they wanted. And sometimes if we weren't in a layer I guess the way they did it, we weren't playing both MP40s, then one person could choose to have a rest, which is pretty nice. The girls being Nicola and
Laura.
Laura, that's it. I was like, it's
Laura
coming.
Kaistrup.
Yeah, I was like, starts with K, and then I was like, they had to play every match, so
Oh, wow.
they were very, very busy. There was always FPO girls playing, which definitely made it challenging for them, and they had to make sure they didn't, overthrow themselves and put themselves, spread themselves too thin. But it was fun. We all had a good time. I got to see some amazing shots. Got to obviously meet a bunch of pro players who you may not normally get to meet from all over the world, which was pretty cool. Anniken Steen was a lovely lady. Some of the other guys from Norway, awesome crew, and one guy could just throw crazy tomahawks and thumbers like further than most people can throw normal shots. And over any tree.
Shout out Jake Wolf.
Yeah, like an absolute monster. And yeah, it was crazy. So he was breaking holes where other people had to take the correct line. He would just look up, go, oh, there's a window. I'll just tomahawk through that 140 meters. Yeah, no worries.
Tell me, did now big fan. I'm a big fan of him, but for some reason your Laura Kaistrup moment here has absolutely stumbled me. Jake,
our
guy from New Zealand. I'm the biggest fanboy. Help me out, Matty.
What do you mean?
He was out there. Oh, Johnny Wake. Thank you, producer Tom. Was Johnny Wake? I got to say, Mikey's done that to me. Was Johnny Wake breaking any holes? Because I've seen him do some outrageous things that no one else can do as well.
Yeah, he threw a really cool lefty backhand roller sideways off a tee uphill, which was pretty epic. And when I saw him doing that shot, I was like, you make sure you choose to play that hole, because we also had to predetermine who was teeing off on certain holes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Before we played.
So there's quite a bit of strategy involved then, eh? Like, you're going to try and pick as much as you can, where your strengths lie.
And it made it a little bit difficult in some cases and obviously easier in others. And so we were fortunate that we had a good mix of lefties and righties. And some of those holes are definitely like you want the lefty teeing off.
Because you've got Johnny and Ethan both lefties. You're predominantly forehand, so you've got you've got a good mix. And you've got Levi and Simon who are predominantly backhand.
Yeah. And that makes it like a massive difference where a lot of teams, they only had people throwing mostly backhands, and it made it hard for them. In the case of Japan, which was one of our probably most fun matches, we had such an awesome time battling them, and we did get there for the win. Shout out Nicola on the clutch putt that she didn't know was totally to win. The most of their guys, other than Ko, and Manabu,
Jackie,
and no, Jackie wasn't playing for them.
Oh, was he not? Did he just come out? Did he just come out to play at the Aussie Open?
Yeah, and he's from Taiwan. But he's an awesome guy. I hung out with him. I hung out with him a little bit too, so he's such a good dude. Yeah, but I mean, Japan had some amazing players, and their girls were playing well, but they, didn't have lefty options on a lot of holes. So that made it beneficial for myself throwing a bunch of forehands on certain parts of the course, to sort of, take those holes, which made it, got me the win, and then obviously helped the team get the win overall to get us into 8th place. Otherwise, we would have potentially missed out for the opportunity for New Zealand to play the World Games.
Mm-hmm. So, was it on one course, or was there a group of courses around in Perth?
It was 2 courses, but they were split into sort of 4 nines.
Okay.
For some of the competition, and then in the first round, it was 4 nines, and then in the second and third rounds, it went to playing normal 18s, and then depending on which sort of tier you were in, you would then play a certain side of that course.
Okay, I see. Excellent. And then you played in the Aussie Open. Is that the Aussie Open? That was the next one, eh?
Yep, correct.
And that was in Perth as well.
Yep.
It looked like there were a load of players who stayed on and played in that event and just did the double header.
Yeah, and it was worthwhile doing. You give yourself a good chance, and being on the same course, everyone kind of knew where they were going for the most part. The difference was some of the holes did get altered to longer locations and things like that, which were good for some people, less good for others. But it is what it is. They'll be looking to change it. I hear next year they've got the Australian Nationals, and they'll be making some changes for that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. And then you flew over to, is it near Sydney? Or
not really near Sydney. It's
I
closer to like Bathurst and Orange.
Okay. Malong was where it was. Hey,
yep.
I'm just trying to look up on a map. I don't know New South Wales at all. But it's It's right in the middle of nowhere basically. So, yeah.
You found it.
I found it. So yeah, halfway between Bathurst and Dubbo, if that makes any sense to people. And that's yeah.
I know where Bathurst is.
And so you're playing in the Aussie Disc Golf Championships, and you're in a field who you would have played against a lot of these guys before. Obviously, Chris Finn's been over to New Zealand. He's played over here before, so you will have competed against him before, and you competed against him at the Aussie Open. You won that tournament relatively comfortably. At least the scores suggest that. Is that how it felt, or
in the first 2 rounds, it was tight. I was only ahead by 1 shot. Okay. I felt like it could have been more if I had have not done some stupid things. I made some bad choices. I ran some shots that, cost me some bogeys. But I played reasonably. Putting was quite good. So I was happy there. Second round was the same as the first. Couple of small mistakes, but putting was good by 1 shot. On the third round, that's where everything kind of came together for me, and I cleaned up most of the mistakes that I'd made, especially the first hole where I'd gone, bogeys on the first 2 rounds, and I knew what I wanted to do, but it was just the second shot that I was it was coming out early and ending up in a bad position, causing me to take a bogey on the hole, as opposed to on the third round, I just threw a perfectly good to center fairway and was lined up for the triple mando and able to go through and have a shot at the birdie, but ultimately took a very easy tap in par, where everybody else took bogeys, double bogeys,
I'm just looking at that now, and then so you really got some daylight between you then, and then finished off strong for a 10.07 rated round, which is very good.
Yeah, I was really happy to, shoot a good round. I ended up with, I think it was the equal second best round of the day because everybody else also didn't play overly good. Like the MPO field, I thought would have shot much better than they did. And I think 4 under was their best, and I think I shot like 3 under for
Yeah.
the day. Um,
It was actually Wanaka's
yeah.
Ollie Webb who shot the 10-14 rated round in the final
Yeah.
final round, put him into 6th place, which is fantastic.
I was just about to shout out that wee crew of guys that went out there for that, which was Hanafi's Wart, Ollie Webb, obviously, Angus Webb, and we had one more that I was just looking at a moment ago.
Ben.
Oh, Ben Quinn. Thank you so much. Oh, he's above. I need to scroll up further in the list. There he is right there in 5th. Benny Quinn. Shout out to those boys as well. And yeah, good job done there by Ollie getting himself all the way up into 6th equal place.
Yep. I think there was one of the other guys whose name is now eluding me as well. He went there with them, and they did a little road trip when they left Sydney on their few days towards Molong, and they played, I think, 17 courses in like 2 days or something.
That's a disc golf
and
holiday,
I
right
don't
there.
know how I don't know how their battle went, but they battled it out between them all. And they had handicaps and everything. So maybe if they're watching today, they can let us know who ended up winning that. Ollie Webb also shot 21 under on an 18-hole course on one of those rounds.
Yes,
which is it was a shorter course with some friendly pars, I think, but as they told me, but still that's pretty epic.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's massive.
Well, shout out those boys.
Massive. Yeah, so that was really cool. And so yeah, getting in the end, finishing quite strong. I mean, I felt fairly good after the first hole, getting a couple of strokes to put a buffer, and then eventually progress that into sort of, I think, 4 and possibly 5 at one point shots, and then Finner, knew that he had to battle and got back a couple of strokes. Had a brutal chain out on one of the holes, and then I finished with like 3 out of 4 birdies, which like totally sealed the deal. I got a little lucky on 18, throwing just enough to scrape over into a tiny triangle of a landing zone on the 18th hole, which was pretty cool. And I managed to do that both days, which was quite crazy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it was a really, really fun event.
And you've got a big check to take home as well. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm not sure that it's going to fit in the bag.
Do they take them at the bank? Can you go in and be like
I mean, it has numbers and stuff on it, but I don't think they accept it.
they've given you a dud, mate.
Yeah.
Outrageous. And then since then you've just been road tripping.
Yep. Just cruising back towards Brisbane with my dad, who also caddied for me, which was amazing. So he gets
shout out,
Dad. The biggest props, which was pretty awesome. My mum also came up from Melbourne, so she drove up with her partner and hung out for a couple of holes on each day, which was really nice too.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Fantastic.
Will you be headed back to defend next year?
I think so. I'm going to do my best to. It is going to be over in Perth at the Mundaring course. So that's Finner's home course, sort of. He's got like a short course near him, but he's designed that course. So I'm sure he'll be very angry if I don't come and defend it, but also even more angry if I beat him there. So hopefully I can. We have a good friendly rivalry, so we'll do our best.
He's a good dude doing a lot of good work out in that part of the world. So yeah, shout out to Chris Finn as well.
Back home, you're at Day at the Lake in just over a week's time.
Yep, I'm looking to get myself there somehow.
Which is fantastic. So straight back into it, and then you're playing 3 of the 4 Tour Down Under events as well. So we can see you at Topor, Auckland, and down in Christchurch for Nationals, obviously.
Yep, gonna make sure I get to all those. And I think there's a few other events after that I'll try to, when the sign-up's available. I'll probably try and sign up for those.
And then I'm sure you're looking forward to the Queenstown Classic, Mikey, 30th, your home ground, King of the Gardens. How many times defending champion are you right now?
4 or 5 times for Open. Yeah, it's up there.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
You should do something about that, Morgan.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll design the course for
Yeah, I was going to say. What you do? Just put a tree on the right-hand side of the tee pad on like every hole, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I've been making some steps forward and getting a bit of course design work done in the last couple of weeks. So yeah,
Good stuff. Mikey, was there any kind of we know that you throw a pig very well. Was there any other discs that you lent on over the course of your free tournaments that that you particularly found useful?
I mean, always Halo Shrikes off the tee, whereas a lot of the time, I have a Halo Destroyer that I use quite a bit as well, for making sure if there was any breeze or if I wanted a little bit more finish, that definitely did a great job. I've got a Soft Pro Avia.
Oh, very nice.
That was quite cool. So that one I use quite a bit for those up shots that I just wanted to stick right near the basket and stay safe. I use that quite a bit.
That's one of the newer release discs, isn't it? Just to pause you right there. That's one of the newer release discs from Innova, that Soft Avia, and I'm seeing a lot of people trying to get their hands on them. Obviously, being an Innova team member yourself, you've got slightly easier access. But yeah,
so what does
you love that disc?
What does the Soft Pro feel like? How does the plastic differ? What is it? Is it comparable to any that you've thrown? Oh, okay, right. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
real bendy. Like that.
It's very soft. And therefore it's very grippy, and it just hits the ground and sticks. And the same, the pig I have as well. I use the Soft Pro Pig. I put one up here in the van, and that's also very soft. And much more grippy and tacky for those people who like that tactile feel and good stick when it hits the ground.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. So we've got a question for you, Mikey, from the chat from Stephen Dory. Does anyone else in your family play?
So, thanks, Stephen. That's a perfect segue to my dad starting to play a bit more in the last few days since I've been here. He's progressing really, really well, and made like his first sort of round birdie with like a outside circle, like a 14-meter big putt, because I missed my putt, so he big putted me, which was awesome, between some trees. And then he had I think it was yesterday or the day before, on one of the courses in New South Wales, a throw in from like 45-50 meters, between a gap that was barely a disc wide.
Oh, wow.
Dead straight into a basket, which was like the most amazing thing.
That's it.
And also I parred that hole and he got the birdie, so he's
giving up the keys.
He's coming in hot.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And so you'll be competing against your dad at next year's Aussie champs, probably.
He'll be there, hopefully. So he's looking to. I hope that he plays, and if he doesn't play and he does come, then I will definitely allow him to caddy for me again, because he's awesome. And my sister's nephew, or my sister's son, I should say. So that would be like my
nephew.
What is it? Yeah, I've forgotten the word for that. Cousin, not cousin. Is it cousin? No.
Your sister's son would be your nephew. Yep.
Nephew, yeah, that one. That's what I meant to say. He has been throwing things around his yard and definitely needs some discs to throw instead of other stuff onto the roofs and other places. So
Uncle Mikey's going to come through with some Christmas presents, I suspect.
That's the plan. Yep.
Fantastic, fantastic. Look, so it sounds like you've got it all sorted between now and the end of the year, and obviously you're going to start the year off well as well with those 3 big Tour Down Under events, which will be very exciting. So hopefully I'll catch you at Topor and at Nationals. You'll see Morgan next weekend.
Yeah,
boy.
Should be pretty cool. I guess last of all, obviously, Small Planet Disc Sports and Innova hooking us up with some sweet discs, and I will also have winning New Zealand Nationals and Australian Nationals. I have a bunch of commemorative / sort of discs to help me continue to tour on the way.
Fantastic.
So there'll be a bunch of Halo plastic and Star plastic and some other options there with a cool logo that's still, coming very shortly.
Brilliant.
So that's got sort of both those national title wins on it, which is pretty awesome.
That's fantastic. So yeah, if you want to support Mikey, then yeah, get on top of that. And the Halo Shrike seem to be doing the business, so I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2.
I'll have a few of them coming.
Fantastic. Look, Mikey, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure hearing all about your adventures and your wins. And we'll catch you again soon. It's been a hot minute since you came on previously, so I'm so glad.
It has. I look forward.
You said yes this evening.
Yeah,
I look forward to being on here more. Cheers, guys.
All right, lovely stuff. Have a great evening.
See you soon. See you next
Enjoy
week.
that flathead. See you later.
Balloons out.
There it goes. There it goes. Right.
Oh, happy birthday.
Morgan. Yeah. What can I say? Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic work. Going to Aussie and taking home their money and their silverware.
Yeah, too right, man. He's just an absolute weapon, eh? The Flickmaster Mike. He's hard to beat on a bad day, and on a good day, man, near on impossible. So, I mean, even just shout out to like people like Chris Finn, who did give him a run for his money, because I tell you what, it's hard to stick with him. It really is.
Let's just have a quick look at the results of the Aussie Disc Golf Championships that were played, that Mikey won in MP40. David Perry wins MPO over Thomas Gilbert, who played in the Canadian team. In second place, Jade Brady in third, and Blake Houston in third as well. Ollie Webb from Wanaka tied sixth. And then if we go down to FPO, Claire Hussey takes the win there. Mikey Yu wins in MP40. As we've seen in MA1, shout outs to Ben Quinn, who finishes fifth. Who else? Hanafi Zwart finishes in 27th, and who else was on the?
Angus Webb is in there as well, down in 24th spot.
Angus Webb in 24th.
Ollie's brother.
So congratulations to all those guys. That looked like a mean trip. Kirsten Murray wins FA1. Adam Keane wins the best division quite comfortably. And what's interesting is the Australian Disc Golf Championships are split in two. Right, so you've got the pro divisions and some of the AM divisions, which we just saw, playing this weekend and just gone. And then this weekend, I think I'm right in saying, it's the rest of the AM divisions, right? So, and we do have some people going over to compete in this. So the name that comes to mind that I found out about was Andy Brewster. Is going over to compete. He's competing in MA50. He's one of the highest rated players in MA50. And so, yeah, we wish him the very best of luck in that. I think he's the only kid. Oh, no. Roger Olbra in MA3 is competing as well. So very best of luck to Roger and Andy, who are competing in MA3 and MA50, respectively.
Good luck, fellas. Go well.
Right. Now, what we come to is do you like a quiz, Morgan?
Yeah, I do love going to a quiz. I got to be honest. I'm the weak link at the quiz, but I'm the one that'll pull out I'm the one that'll pull out the random answer that no one else has. Right? I don't know if that's going to benefit me in.
Well,
this
it might
quiz,
do. It might do because this is a new segment. I don't know if it will become a permanent one. It may well do. But we're going to bring in. Producer Tom is gonna be joining us on audio.
Hello.
I couldn't convince him to put his camera on.
Tom, you're looking so good tonight.
I was
going to say,
you've done something to your hair or something. Anyway, Tom's got. Anyway, I'm going to let Tom explain it, and you'll hear his voice now.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to do a little trivia quiz for you two here. So. It's a game of guess the disc and the player's bag. So I hope you're familiar with a few discs.
Yes, the disc and the player's bag. Now, are these professional players, or am I guessing?
No, you're guessing local.
Bag?
You're guessing local. You'll know whose bag it is.
It's not my bag, is it?
Could be your bag.
Yeah. I don't think I know.
I'm sorry to ask any more questions, but when you say local, are the questions for me going to be Queenstown, or are we talking local as in New Zealand?
I think we're both guessing the same bag, Morgan.
Yes, yep.
Okay, so, that's all right. Just getting my facts straight here, all right?
So how we'll do this? You'll take turns to attempt to name a unique mold from this player's bag. I'll give you the player shortly. Okay. Each correct answer will give you points, and each incorrect answer will lose a life. You've only got 3 lives.
Right.
If you guess an RPM mold, it's worth 1 point each. But if you guess a mold from another manufacturer in this player's bag, it's 2 points. And
they've got to be an RPM player, surely, with that clue.
Yeah. And then whoever. We'll go for as long as we can, until someone gets 3 lives.
Okay. Yeah. And a chat are allowed to shout out answers to this, right?
Oh yeah, go on.
And we can.
Bit more fun.
Okay.
Make it a bit more fun. Yeah.
Okay. So talk us.
Go on, chat.
We start on this. Where did this come from? What's the deal here?
Could you repeat that?
Yeah. Where did this come from? Where is this? Because we got sent this by one of our Boom Brett Carlisle sent us this quiz to do. So he knows the answers, right? And Brett, so
I hope you know people outside your region that I can guess back.
Well, it might be Brett's bag. That would be good, wouldn't it? I'd actually have a chance on that, I think.
I think I'm in trouble here.
I don't know. It's probably someone like I don't. Anyway, so Tom, let's get on with it.
I'm going to say you have to decide who's going to go first before I say whose bag it is.
Oh, okay.
I'll go first.
Morgan, you go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first next week.
You are guessing Levi Stout's bag.
Of course, it was going to be Levi. Right. Okay. Let's have a think.
So all you want is a disc out of Levi's bag?
I just want a disc out of Levi's bag. He has
Tara Iti.
Yes.
Were you going to give a? He has one. Okay. Were you going to give a clue?
No.
Tom?
No clues. I thought I.
How many discs? How many different molds has he got? Can you tell us that?
Yeah, he's got 24 discs in his bag.
24 different molds.
He's got 24 discs in his bag.
Yeah. Hold on just a righteous minute. I can see you've got pen and paper in front of you.
Yeah, well I'm thinking, aren't I? I'm trying to. Yeah.
So.
Okay, that Tariti was going to be one of my.
So Morgan's got 1 point there. It's not. If he has multiple of a disc, it's not multiple points. It's
no. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go Destroyer.
Destroyer.
Yeah. Everyone's got a destroyer.
He has a destroyer.
Does
he have more than one for pop quiz? Pop quiz. How many destroyers does he have in his bag?
Okay, he's got more than one because everybody needs more than one, right? Because they're so unreliable. You need to have a whole range of them to cover the kind of shots. So I would go, So I would say up 3.
He
Pretty confident he's got at least 5 in his
he
bag.
has 6 destroyers in his bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
I still only
seen
get
that.
2 points for that though, right?
You get
And Morgan's on 1.
You do. You
Okay.
guess non-RPM. That's correct.
And I'm being told by Brett in the chat that there's 10 unique molds. So here we go.
Right. So that's back to me, obviously. So I'm just trying to think what he's putting with, and I think it's Tuckapoos.
You're saying Takapos?
Oh yeah, I locked
We'll
that in.
lock it
Baby.
in for 1 point. The man has 5 Takapos. Another pop quiz. How many are for putting? How many are for throwing?
That yellow one's for throwing, eh? He's got that yellow, black, and yellow checkered one. That's the throwing. That's one of the throwing ones, I'm sure.
3 putters,
Boom.
2
Got it.
throwers.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess. All right, I'm going to go. It pains me to say this. It pains me to say it. He has to have a Kia in his bag. I mean,
Yeah.
He
has to have a Kia in his bag.
One Kia. One lone.
Which is the most anybody ever needs. 0 Kias is the ideal
stand
amount.
by here, chat. Chat, how do we feel about this? He did not say he has a Kia in his bag. He said he does not have a Kia in the bag.
No, come on. That 1 Kia is enough for anyone. It's arguably 1 too many. But anyway, I'll take the point.
Take the point.
Okay. And
now I'm not confident that he has a Kahu in the bag, you know. I think that's where his destroyers are covering. He may, and this isn't me locking one in, he may have a sneaky XG in there. But I don't know why.
What disc?
This isn't me locking one in. I said a Kahu. But I have a feeling he doesn't have any Kahus. I actually think he doesn't get along with Kahus. I could be wrong there, but I think that's why he's got destroyers. So I suppose my next one is going to be the Mint Pekka Pekka.
Pekka Pekka. Yes, he has 3 Pekka Pekkas.
Are any of them mint?
I do not have pictures.
okay.
So,
right.
Okay.
Now it gets interesting.
It does, because now it's difficult. I'm gonna go. So it's 3 points all. Yep. This might be my first life lost here because I think we've covered the obvious ones. I'm gonna say Buzz.
No buzzers.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna run it up, and because it's in the chat, so I'll put it out there. Ben Schickers said Saint Pro, so I'll go Saint Pro. I've never seen him throw one, but I'm gonna put it in there. Lock it in, Trev.
He has 1 Saint Pro.
Oh, outrageous! Saint Pro's
Thanks,
nice
Ben.
disc,
Thanks, Ben.
Nice
2
disc.
points.
Okay. 2 points for Morgan. So. Well, Ben's saying he knows his whole bag, and he's put T-Bird, so I'll say T-Bird. That's a fairly good guess. T-Bird sounds reasonable. You need a fairway. You need a fairway drive.
And it is a correct guess.
Hey, cheers, Ben. I owe you a beer. It's 5 all.
So we have 2.
We've done 5 discs. Oh no, 6. We guessed 6 correct.
We've got 1, 2.
I'm
3 left.
He's got Tara. He has Tara Iti, so he's likely not going to have a Firebird. Someone in the chat said he doesn't have Tuis, and I also don't. I already think I knew that because of the Takaboos. I feel like I've heard or had a conversation with him about that. What about can I run a T-Bird 3?
Morgan.
You can try, but you'd be wrong.
Oh, I needed that. Right. So wait a minute. We've guessed 7 discs out of his thing, and I'm just trying to figure out.
So you've guessed Takapus.
Takapoo.
Kia.
So he puts with those.
You've
Kia.
got the
I'm just trying to look at the gaps in his
Chat.
in the
the
range. Saint Pro, T-Bird. So what does he throw as a mid range then?
Destroyers.
If he's only got one Kia, what does he throw as a mid range?
I was thinking up that same vein as well.
What's the mid range has he got? He's got to have a PWAC.
You locking it?
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Yeah, go on. I'll lock a
He
PWAC
has
in.
one PWAC.
Yes, get in.
All right. Can I lock in? I'm just taking me a minute to think about this. Can I lock in Kotari?
Kotari.
And I think if he's got one, it's going to be the slightly flippy version.
Oh, you reckon?
Or whatever
No,
run it is.
Not those yellow super domey overstable first runs that they did, where it doesn't even have the stamp on. It's just like says Kotari written on the top.
I've got one of those over there actually.
So
I know.
How are we looking,
He
Tom?
doesn't have one Katari. He has two.
Like 6. All right. Are any of them that yellow one? Can I get a bonus point for that?
No idea.
No.
We can ask the guy.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, no, peach and passion fruit flavors only. Sorry.
So there is one disc left.
One disc left. It's probably the one that just fell off my wall. One disc left. I'm going to go for the Strata Kotuku is quite a popular little disc for a lot of people, eh?
It's definitely a Kotuku. It's in the
Strata
chat.
Kotuku. Do I get a bonus point for the plastic? Go on.
I don't have the plastic, but you are correct with the Kotuku, and Matt takes it with 7 points.
Oh my goodness.
Winner.
I held my own.
You did very well. Yeah, interesting. So, well, I think that's a good kind of 10 different molds, 24 discs. I think that's a good ratio.
Good.
I think I need to get closer to that ratio, given that you know.
Yeah, shout out to Brett for bringing that to the table for us.
Really
people.
enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that
a lot.
If maybe we could do this again, and we could find someone else with an interesting bag. If you think that you've got someone in mind who you think might be a good person, then send it through to Tom, and we can do this again. I think there's a few other quiz ideas we've got, but I really enjoyed that one. Right.
Someone from MA3 that has a full bag.
With 24 different molds. We've just had in the green room. Mikey's just said Johnny Wake's bag. I don't think the last time I played a round with Johnny Wake was a long time ago, so it's probably a lot different now. But I'm going to be starting to watch all the bags of the people I'm playing with now.
Should we do my bag next?
Can I Tom's just said, can we do his bag?
It's just
next?
a bag of pigs, isn't it?
Yeah, because I've got a bag of pigs. I just while we're just in between things, I actually just want to show you a couple of sweet discs I got this week. This is the new Vanguard.
Okay, very nice.
It's pretty sweet color. I wish my camera was slightly better quality so you could see this, but it's
What's
pretty
a Vanguard?
sweet.
What does that do?
It's like a Turret ET,
Okay.
or like almost like a Firebird. Obviously haven't thrown it. I'd only got it yesterday. I got shipped out this package. My Brixton cards came after. You're probably not quite in frame. My Brixton cards came after waiting 4 months to get here, team.
Very nice. Very nice.
Not great. Not as good. Nowhere near as good as the Golden Era box, which contained. There's a few autos back there out of that box. Not one auto and not one numbered card.
Okay.
The featured card out of that pack that I got was the 2019 Paul Macbeth Legacy Series card. I mean, pretty damn sweet card, but you'd hope to get an auto for the cost up for. But nice week kickers. I got a couple of care package discs in the same box that I got sent out, so that's a really nice PD2.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Well, I'll show those off
Right.
while we're here. We're in the right
Talking
place
of
for
guessing discs, let's head over to Disc Duel, shall we? And Morgan, do you want to go? Do you want to kick us off first? What are you guessing?
it. You kick us off because I kicked us
All
off
right,
on
let's
that
go.
last.
Let's go
that
Vanguard then,
segment.
seeing as it's in mind.
It's like a 9502 or something like that.
There it is. Right, so it's a 5.
So five glide,
Less stable,
less than a speed
a lot
9.
slower than a speed 9.
I just need. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to zoom in on the screen so I can see
Something
those
with a
numbers.
glide of 5.
Excuse me, slightly better.
Let's go with.
Oh, it's me,
go
isn't
on.
it? Yeah, it's me. So a 5 glide.
It's a lot slower than a 9. So it's a 5 speed or lower. Because it's within 3, right?
Yeah, it's 5 speed or lower. How about just run a glitch?
Oh, okay. Oh, shot on getting the manufacturer.
There we go.
So we know it's MVP. We know it's a glide of 5. We know it's a speed of, so if it 4 or 5, so 4 or 5, and it's more turn, but a fade of 1. Can we go hex? Is that a -1/1? I think that's a glide 5 as well. Oh no, is it axiom actually? It's an axiom hex, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
so let's
axiom.
not quite do that. We want something else that's in that kind of that mid range for MVP.
Yeah.
What's their version of that? Won't be an MV because I think the fade is too much on an MV. It's like a 3, but it might give us the speed. But an MV is a speed 4, I think. Okay, come on, chat. This is where you can help us out. MVP mid. An ohm. That's a fair shout. That might be a bit slow, but yeah.
Adam was throwing one around the other day. I know so little about MVP. I have to think about Adam's bag. I've been playing with him for so many years.
Yeah, slightly too slow, but you've got it's in that minus. I reckon it's in that -1/1 slot. That 4/5 -1/1. You know, that kind of buzz, trust, that kind of, maybe not trust actually, claymore, that kind of that region.
Anyone in chat? I'm looking over to you right now. I'm looking over to the chat.
Do we want the hint? No, because the hint just doesn't the hint just give you the doesn't the hint just give you like the like
Come on, chat.
the manufacturer?
Ben Schicker, I need another comment from you, sir.
It could be any of them, could it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, but I think we know what the speed and the turn are. So Jack Ryan used to throw a reactor when I used to play with him quite a lot. A Hex SS. Nice guess. I don't know. I would say maybe reactor. That was what Jack Ryan, who I used to play with quite a lot, throw quite a bit. So let's have a go at that.
Lock it in, Trev.
Ooh, right. Well, that's kind of confirmed things, eh? 5/5, and it's got to be -1/1 is what it is.
Can I try Axis?
Axis, Marie coming in hot with Axis.
Oh, did she write that in the chat?
She did.
Ooh,
yes.
I looked away from the chat.
Not
AXIS. Oh, wow.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Right, well, we've got Kelvin coming in with a detour. I have no idea what a detour is.
Lock it in. Oh wow!
Hey,
It's a detour.
There we
well
go.
Done. Well done.
No idea. So 5-5 Nick 2-1 detour. I'm gonna
There we
Google
are.
that quickly.
That might be quite a nice little disc to throw, actually. Well, for me, lots of glide, bit of understability to help me out. Yeah, that sounds like a nice little disc. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look at Disc Golf Valley. I hope you've all been playing. The code has been on the top. I was frantically trying to play myself at the beginning of this the show. I got to about hole 5, and I was like, yeah, it didn't go well. I was, we might see when Tom has finished collecting all his rewards.
Arnie B, 6 down. Blakey 8
8
down. 6 down. Calvin.
They can see me. I took my discs and went home in a huff after hole 4. Brett was 6 down. Very well done.
So it looks like a 8 down for the dub.
8 down for the
Blakey.
dub. Blakey, very well done.
Shout out Blakey.
Very well done. Right, let's have a quick look now at some upcoming events, if we can. There's the Day at the Lake is your next event. Morgan, you're hosting that one down in Tiano. Weekend after next.
Well, yeah, it's Elite Silver Series. I'm not hosting it. It's hosted by the Tiano Disc Golf Club, Grant Chapman and co. I will just be there. I am a rules official. That's about as far as it goes.
Fantastic. Then the Rising Stars Open. If you're in Topa and you're a child, then you really want to get involved in that. It's on the 8th of December on the Sunday. Then the weekend after that is the Rapper Rumble, which is always a good bit of fun over in Henley Lake. I'll be playing in that one in Masterton, so very much looking forward to it. Christchurch Disc Golf Club Champs is on the same weekend on the Sunday. Beat the Pros in New Zealand. Not had too much more information on this. Maybe we'll get some more in the next couple of weeks from our guests. We shall see. Egg Monster, Topol Classic, and then we're into next year. So no more events on there than there were previous weeks. And there's been a few changes to the power rankings. Not a huge lot of changes. Sebastian Faulkner drops 3 spots. So I don't know which one we're on. Is this the ladies one? All right, so sorry, in MPO, Sebastian Faulkner drops 3 spaces down to 8th. Magnus Davidson moves up 3 spaces to 18th, thanks to his overall win. Big movers this week. Shout out to Mark Tebbett, who moves up 74 spaces to 98th, and Ben Schicker, who climbs 37 spaces to 42nd. In FPO, there's not really any movement. Donna Cormack moves up 6 spaces to 29th. So a weekend off for sanctioned events here in New Zealand, at least. You can follow Andy Brewster and Roger Alborough over in Australia in the Aussie Disc Golf Champs in MA50 and MA3. So just a quick reminder, if you do enjoy what we're doing and you want to support the longest running weekly episodic disc golf related entertainment podcast in the Southern Hemisphere, then you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/SweetChainLive and get a whole load of updates on the upcoming website, which will be going live very soon in the new year, which will allow you to do cool things such as tip on all of the tournaments that are upcoming in New Zealand. If you think you can predict better than the data analytics team, it's your chance to show. And also, we're launching a tournament review website so you can see what other people's thoughts were of the tournaments that you played, so you can make decisions on value for money, etc. So look out for that. But very best of luck to Roger and Andy playing this weekend. Morgan, have a lovely weekend.
I will do. Thank you. You too.
And wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.